right, guys, Tell the Truth Monday. Outstanding team effort. I'm so proud of our football team, the leadership. I'm so proud of the older guys that stuck around and stayed. I'm so proud of the younger guys that stepped up, played very well. Proud of our coaching staff for blocking out the noise last week and had a tremendous week of preparation. 26 freshmen or sophomores played out. I think 48 guys that played. Every point scored on that field was by a freshman or a sophomore. A lot of young guys playing, a lot of the next man up. Great job by Corey Raymond and Bill Bush of getting these guys to play in the defensive backfield that hadn't played very much. I thought for the most part they played excellent. On offense, Mac Johnson, 3 TDs, no turnovers. Keyshawn Butte, 108 yards rushing. 108 yards catching the ball, 1 TD, 2 outstanding freshmen. 3 players rushed for over 50 yards. I thought we did a good job of running the football. On defense, the 3 turnovers were critical. Great plays made. Goal line stance, phenomenal job of effort and belief. And then 4 sacks and a sack fumble at the end of the game, set up a field goal and 6 tackles for loss. Special teams, again, lights out. Game-winning field goal, 57 yards, school record by Cage. So proud of him. I don't know. I just watched it on film. I don't know how he saw it go through there, but he knew it. And what a tremendous play. And then again on the field goal rush, Jay Ward, I don't know if he affected him or not, but it went wide left. And Jay had a great rush, and it was a great scheme by Coach Mack. Great field position again by Zach. 5 of 8 went inside the 20. Just overall, got to give the credit to the football team. They did it. They decided they were going to do it on Friday night in the team meeting. Florida's a very good football team, and that was a big win for us in the Swamp. On to Ole Miss, I know Lane very well. Lane has done a phenomenal job at Ole Miss. He's got one of the best offenses in the country because he's one of the best offensive minds. He's done a great job with Matt Corral as quarterback. Jaron Early, I tried to recruit running back. Elijah Moore, I believe, has 82 receptions. He's very difficult to defend. He'll formation you. He knows where. He's a great game day caller. The game slows down for him. His daddy's Monty Kiffin. He was raised on football. I have the utmost respect for Lane Kiffin. Any questions? Jockey Lowe, I can't hear you. Can't hear you.
No, sir. Brooks.
You mentioned the freshmen and sophomores. I've got 2 questions about them, but first of all, I mean, is that the shape of your future at LSU, and what do you see from that as just the group?
Yeah, I really believe that the last year's recruiting class was phenomenal. And a lot of guys are playing already. The sophomores are doing a very good job. We never talked about the future and what we're going to do. We wanted to finish this year strong. But as you look at it, all those guys are coming back. Maybe we can recruit some guys that with the extra year eligibility for next year. We should have a very strong team, a very strong nucleus, along with this recruiting class we're going to have this year.
And it seemed like, the numbers that y'all played with, how many of the people that weren't available on Saturday will be available for Ole Miss?
We got to see. We got to see what's going to happen this week. It's early. I think we had 54 guys available or something like that to play, something like that. We'll see. Whatever it takes, but if we can do it in the Swamp, we can do it at home.
Hey, Coach O, Garland Gill in Fox State in New Orleans. You got a few days until early signing day. I know this program's taken a lot of heat over the last month or so. How big was this game this past weekend to show the kids that the ship will get firm and this team will get back to where it needs to be?
Yeah, I think it was huge. I think it's reassurance, and obviously, recruits have a short memory. It's what you did yesterday, and they all watched the game. But they've been seeing the whole time. All the freshmen were playing, all the players that we lost. So I think the game had a lot to do with giving us some momentum this week, but we were on solid ground with most of our recruits before this game. But it does help.
Follow up to that, Ed. How many do you think will sign on Wednesday or this early signing?
It's very fluid right now, and I'd say minimum 15 to 16, maximum 20. I think in between those numbers would be a good range.
Hey, just kind of bounce off that. I mean, I think you've told us before sometimes that, recruits don't think about wins and losses and as much as we think they do. So what have you seen them respond to just kind of how this season has gone?
They've been very good. Obviously, we built relationships. Again, these guys saw last year as one of the best teams ever played in college football history, and they remember that. And they see all those guys going into the NFL having a lot of success, and they see us have a young team. Obviously, we struggled in some areas that we got to get fixed, but they know that. It gives them an opportunity to come in and play real early. They see true freshmen playing, true freshman quarterbacks playing and having success. And they, especially skill position on offense, they know we have great quarterbacks coming. We're fixing to sign another great quarterback on Wednesday. So they see the future looks bright.
Hey, Coach, I'd actually wanted to ask a little bit about the early signing period as well. Just with it being in the middle of a game week is unusual. What is that like for you guys to have these crucial couple days leading up to that and also be game planning for Ole Miss?
Just always have the phone in your pocket, and I'm always available. And we're talking to parents all the time. We're talking to players all the time. We have unlimited phone calls with them. It's kind of 24/7, and you got to balance your time. And everybody's dealing with the same thing. So Ole Miss is dealing with the same thing. I'm sure Lane's got his time balance. We got to balance it right down the middle, 50-50.
Hey, Coach O, I know Damone Clark really played well in Micah's absence. Can you kind of give a timeline as to Micah not being available, not being able to travel, not because of an injury situation?
Yeah, I think Mike's going to be available this week. He became ill, wasn't able to travel, and he's better now. He's cleared, and I think that he'll practice this week and be fine.
Thank you.
Hey, Ed, you mentioned the respect that you have for Lane Kiffin. Y'all obviously are different ages and you come from different backgrounds, but you both called each other close personal friends. What is it about the two of you that makes you close?
Well, Lane came in as a young coach with Coach Carroll. Our first year with Coach Carroll, I believe it was the year 2000, so I've known Lane for 20 years. And we became good friends. I respect him as a coach. There's no question. I respect his knowledge of the game. He got me to leave the NFL to go with him to Tennessee. He was going to come with me when I got the job. If he didn't get a head job, he was going to be my offensive coordinator. So he's a great recruiter. Me and him recruited a lot of great players together. We have a lasting bond. We won 2 championships together. I've coached with him at Tennessee. I remain close with him. We talk about personal things. We share things. I just have the utmost respect for him.
Hey, Coach, this is Shay Dixon. My recruiting questions already got answered by you, so I'll ask about the weekend. Is there a memory or a moment when people ask about that game? Fans seem to already share all their memories of it. When you think back on Saturday night, what's that first thought?
Yeah, just to see those 3 flags on the field. I didn't see the shoe. Hey, by the way, I've been asked to give a bunch of shoes for Christmas. I don't know why. My Christmas list has become shoes now. I don't know why people want shoes from me, but just to see those 3 flags on the field and to see a chance for us to win the game and to see the joy in our players and our coaches' face in the locker room. Loved it.
Me? Hey, Coach Scooter Hobbs. You said Kiffin has a great offensive mind. What makes a great offensive mind? And kind of follow up to that, what would you say is his calling card? What's his go-to?
Yeah. You know what, Scooter, the game is in slow motion for Lane on the sideline. He can see all 22 at one time, much like Dave Aranda could for us. I watch the line, because I'm a line guy. Some guys watch the defensive backs. He watches all 22 at one time. He can tell what they're doing. He can change plays on the line of scrimmage. You've seen him. You've seen him at Alabama whistling, changing plays. He played quarterback. He knows what to do with the football. He understands both sides of the football. So I think his game day calling and his preparation and his recruiting are excellent.
And now that you've had a chance to look at the film, were you even more impressed with Max Johnson, his poise? Seemed like he did a good job of looking off defenders and that sort of thing. And I guess we have one more game, so we have to ask you one more time. When will you decide on a starting quarterback for this week?
We got to talk about it this week, see what the game plan is. We wanted Max because of his mobility, not that TJ doesn't, and wanted to give Max a chance to start. TJ had his opportunities to do it. He did very well sometimes. I think that we're very impressed with Max's leadership, his toughness, his ability to run the football, his ability to make decisions under pressure. And the biggest thing is no turnovers. And going into the swamp, his first game, think about this. You're a true freshman, you go into the swamp, you're a 23-point underdog, and you win. That tells you a lot about the young man.
Hey, Coach. Steve Moulton, WZZN. So since shoes have become a hot topic on your Christmas list, can we expect a new shoe deal for you, Coach?
I'm not worried about that. I'm just glad the 3 flags were thrown. That's enough for me.
Seriously, though, Coach, you mentioned about Lane Kiffin and really his offensive prowess. How much do you think maybe his dad, Monty Kiffin, has made him kind of the coach he is today?
I think he has a lot to do. Monty's still with him. They're best friends. And Monty taught him football. The kid was always around football, always in the locker room, always listening to football. And if you're around Monty Kiffin, it's football 24/7. I mean, the guy's always on the phone. He's always talking. And Lane's just like his daddy.
To ask about this early signing period again, I mean, you've recently in years past, you talked about these classes, you went national and went and found guys and were able to bring them to Louisiana. How is that strategy going forward, and how do you approach that maybe once they get to Baton Rouge that they stay in Baton Rouge?
Well, it all depends what we have in Louisiana. We can always look at Louisiana first. And if I think it was 2 or 3 years ago, it was one of Louisiana's best years. We stayed mainly in Louisiana and Houston or Dallas. I mean, those are going to be the hot areas for us and always will be the hot areas for us. Now, if a young man from the state of California is a great player and he calls us and tells us he wants to come, I'm going to take him. If a guy's from Washington, I'm going to take him in Florida, Atlanta, whatever it is. And Atlanta's always been good to us, so we're always going to recruit there. But we spot recruit those areas because of specific needs. So it's always going to be Louisiana, Houston, and Dallas, and then specific needs around the country.
Hey, Coach, it looks like you're going to get all your games in. The SEC is going to get most of its games in. What is going to be your lasting memory once this season started from COVID?
Yeah, the players that stuck, the coaches stuck together, the adverse situations that all of us were put in, the unexpected not having success like we wanted to this season, having guys had to step up and stick together. I think we're all going to learn from having a week like we had last week where some teams or some men would have crumbled. And we decided to get stronger and fight. We stood up and we fought. And that's what I want this team to learn, that any time in life you face adversity, you got to stand up and fight. You can't crumble, and good things are going to happen.
What was the craziest thing you remember happening?
That shoe being thrown. It's fresh in my mind. I've never seen that. I've never seen that before in football.
I meant COVID related though. COVID related.
You know, I think, Glenn, when we all had to go home, and the roads, there was nobody on the road, and I didn't see another human being, get to talk to another human being for 2 weeks.
That was right after spring practice you talking
about? Yeah, we all had to go home, and I'm in a home by myself and just watched way too much TV, and then I hate it. I hate being by myself, and I didn't like it. I love being with our staff and our team.
Hey, Ed, was there something that happened last week that made you all have this turnaround? Was there? You talked about a lot of speeches and stuff the night before.
Yeah.
Was there something that kind of sparked this?
Yeah, I think you got to give credit to the players. Players wanted to beat Florida. They dug in. They were not happy. Nobody was. about our performance against Alabama. I give it to Alabama; they're a great team, but we still saw us fight during the week in Alabama. And then the guys decided, hey, listen, this is Florida. We want to represent LSU in the right way. We know what everybody's saying about us out there and all that, and it's not true. We got to show everybody. The only way you got to do it is show them. And I think the Friday night in the hotel was an excellent night. There was a lot of examples. There was a lot of motivational speeches and a lot of motivational videos. And I think our team caught on to it, and they believed. And, I got to say this to you. It was very quiet in the locker room before we went out to Florida. And I was a little bit concerned. And but they came out on fire, ready to play. So maybe that's the temperature of our team.
I got a couple more. Have you and Lane ever gone head to head like this?
In practice all the time.
This will be the first game, though.
Yeah, it'd be the first game. Yeah. In practice, we used to go after it all the time, and we were very competitive, and I loved it. But it'd be the first time.
When did y'all cut off communications?
You know what? I haven't talked to him much this season. He's been busy doing his thing. I've been doing my thing. I don't talk to any head coaches, rarely during the season.
And I know you're focused on this year, but last year, exactly to the day, Joe won the Heisman.
Yeah.
What are your memories of just that?
It's kind of funny. His dad texted me today, and I didn't know it, but I just said thank you. He told me thank you. I said, what? Thank y'all. And, just a tremendous family, tremendous award for Joe. But you know what? We wasn't finished. And that was big for Joe. But he had his eyes set on a national championship, and he was the leader of that team, and so did his team. So it was a great memory.
Hey, Ed in New Orleans. Hope it's going well today. Couple of questions, please. Max Johnson, on one of those scrambles, looked like he was limping at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Is that going to be a problem this week? And two, the fact that his dad had so much success in the NFL, do you think that's kind of a bleed over to his game, that he's got that poise gene that maybe he learned from his father?
No question. No question. I think his dad trained him, and so did his mom. His mom was a great volleyball player. His mama is Mark Rick's sister. There's a lot of football in that family. And just getting to recruit them and knowing Brad and Nikki, the type of people that they are, and then also watching Max play. But I think that all that combined made him a very, very good competitor, just like TJ is. TJ has great parents. They're very similar in a lot of ways. He has a small injury. He's limited today, but I think by the end of the week he's going to be full speed.
This will be the last question, Jacques.
Okay, Jock.
I guess we'll just end on that one.
Thank you, guys.